This video is about every time gravity falls made us wet our pants. Nothing says summer fun like crawling into a pitch-black tree trunk that literally swallows you whole, and that's exactly where Dipper drags the crew in his never-ending hunt for the journal's author. You barely catch your breath from the opening zombie movie riff.
Ah, my face is being eaten a lot!
Thanks for the life tips, bro. Before Wendy snap-axes a hidden lever, and the entire pine twists into a spiral staircase. If your alarm bells aren't ringing yet, they will when that door slams shut behind them. Inside the bunker, canned beans dated 2070, and a wall of doomsday weapons scream somebody expected the apocalypse. Suze, naturally, taste tests century-old Smiz TM candy.
What's that? Yes, I will have some of your old-timey face food. Ew, dusty.
Because background radiation is apparently a seasoning.
It must have belonged to the author.
Ah, this is going over my bed.
While Mabel faceplants in a barrel of woolly bear caterpillars and calls it a spa treatment. Cute, right? Hold that thought. One accidental hop on a glowing floor rune, and the walls start spiking inward like a garbage compact. Dipper's black light scramble.
Find these 4 symbols! Quick, everybody step on one!
Turns the scene into a homicidal game of Simon Says. They escape only to stumble on a surveillance lab and a wild-eyed hermit claiming he's the missing author. Sounds legit. Until Wendy spots his mug on a Bear Num Num's high-flying beans can.
How do you like my true form? Go on, admit it. You like it.
I'd rather not. Meet the Shapeshifter, a skin-stealing arachnid that cycles through monster presets faster than Mabel consumes sugar packets. It drools over Journal 3, taunting.
So many wonderful forms to take.
Before morphing into a two-headed Dipper Mabel chimera with twin mouthfuls of fangs. Yes, the therapy bill writes itself. The chase barrels through air shafts, ends with a freezing chamber, and gifts us the most spine-tingling line of the night.
If you keep digging, you'll meet a fate worse than you can imagine. And this will be the last form you ever take!
Right before it solidifies mid-scream, locked in ice wearing Dipper's own face. Sweet dreams, kids. Oh, and the emotional jump scare? Dipper finally blurts his crush on Wendy to the wrong Wendy. Real Wendy hears every word, shrugs it off, and ziplines the pair back to just friends. A different flavor of horror, but still cringeworthy. Giant spiders are bad. Giant spiders that can become you are worse. If a bunker door ever invites you inside, maybe power walk the other way. You'd think a thunder-pounded manor, a dress code stricter than gravity, and a guest list diverse in million to billion errors would scream run. Yet Pacifica drags Dipper in anyway, because the annual Northwest Gala can't be ruined by floating plates, her words, right before the oysters hit the linen. One step inside, and the Category 1 tableware assault Dipper promises escalates fast. Stuffed elk heads gush blood and chant,
Ancient sins! Ancient sins! Ancient sins!
I would be out the moment this happens. Pacifica panics, Dipper ups that to Category 10, and a 15-foot lumberjack ghost erupts from the fireplace, beard on fire, axe lodged in skull.
I smell a northwest!
That's your cue to reevaluate Seafoam color palettes. His curse? The Northwest swindled pioneer lumberjacks, promised everyone a party, then slammed the gate and let mudslides bury their workers. He's back for interest, and won't leave until
Wealthy blood will stain the ground!
Somewhat socialist, if I may say. Mabel, Candy, and Grenda are off chasing Austrian Baron eye candy while Dipper learns the family covered up the curse. Preston bell rings Pacifica like a show poodle anytime she grows a spine. The bell rings a lot. Dipper's furious.
You are right about me. I am just another link in the world's worst chain.
Ouch, but factual. Ghost Dad turns every elite guest to solid cedar, shoots laser beams of lumber justice, and animates taxidermy to attack. The mayor freezes mid-speech, wheelchair and all. Presto. Meanwhile, Dipper's half-frozen when the specter rhymes,
Just one way to change your fates. A Northwest must open the party gates!
Nothing like poetic murder demands. Pacifica hesitates. Carpet's too nice for muddy peasants, her parents hiss. But staring at wooden Dipper does the trick. She rips off her diamond earrings, stomps the bell's tyranny, and yanks the lever. Gates fly open, and townsfolk flood the ballroom like human floodwater. The specter melts into sawdust, satisfied.
Pacifica, you are not like the other Northwests.
Furniture on woods, the quail pop back to life, and Mabel's crew dive bombs fondue fountains. Cue Grenda landing the Austrian Baron with a nose boot pickup line. Never doubt aggressive flirting again. Chandelier drama, class warfare, and a flaming beard. Northwest Manor is basically Downton Abbey if the house itself hated the aristocracy. At least Pacifica learned self-respect. For now.
Today we investigate Gravity Falls anomaly number 132. Local lumberjacks tell of a mysterious creature, always just out of sight.
Yeah, sleep tight. He pulls the locals. Manly Dan shudders at a rattling noise. Lazy Susan swears it's real, while Grunkle Stan scoffs, calling Gravity Falls residents,
"The people in this town are literally the dumbest people in the world."
"Thanks for the vote of confidence, Stan." Suiting up in a jangly cloak of mirrors, Dipper creeps through the pines until Mabel swings down screaming and knocks him flat. Sibling love, everybody. The twins find only an owl with a maraca. But the camera lingers as a long, shadowy shape melts back behind the trees. Trust us, you're checking over your shoulder now. Bill Cipher finally plucks reality like a guitar string, and the note that comes out is pure nightmare fuel. The second the riff pops, Bill grabs a metal pyramid.
Physical form? Don't mind if I do!
Uh-oh. The new mayor rips Nathaniel Northwest's statue in two, then parades out a rogues gallery. 8-ball, keyhole, piranha, and a literal baby pacifier demon. When Tyler Cute Biker tries to scare him off, Bill rearranges Preston Northwest's face. Eyes and mouth and ear.
Time is dead and meaning has no meaning!
Still want that selfie, Tyler? Wave number 1 of weirdness rolls through town. Dogs sprout dragon wings, Seuss's grill runs away screaming, and Gomper's the goat upgrades to kaiju size. Ford and Dipper go full resistance.
We can blast him back through the rip he came out of. We just might be able to stop him before his weirdness spreads across the entire globe.
Moments later, Bill turns the church bell sentient and stones Ford into a backscratcher. Journals, torched, hero points, 0. F, press to pay respects. Dipper bolts, dodging 8-ball and teeth while Chandra Jimenez reports she ate a rat for dinner. His last nachos become a trap, but Camouflage Queen Wendy yanks him into her mall bunker. End of day's pep talk.
You need to get Mabel back. Look, but when you two work together, there's like nothing you two can't accomplish.
Truth bomb, aisle 3. Twin ESP. Okay, coincidence. Spots Mabel's shooting star bubble. Only problem. Sheriff Gideon of the Discount Automart Wasteland guards it, megaphone in hand and key dangling from his neck fat. Prison chase time? Wendy blindsides him
'Cause I'm a flippin' corduroy!
and steals the key. But a bubble gauntlet morphs everyone into anime, deli meats, and 1920s cartoons, before Seuss, Apocalypse handyman extraordinaire, rescues the crew. Inside Bill's pyramid, the demon one-shots Time Baby and then launches the ultimate rave. Outside, Gideon's conscience flickers. Dipper's argument lands.
And listen to me. If I've learned anything this summer, it's that you can't force someone to love you.
Gideon frees the prisoners, declares a prison truck rebellion, and aims for Bill's door. Character growth? In Gideon, wild. Key in hand, Dipper, Wendy, and Suze reach Mabel's bubble.
Whatever it is, we'll do it together. For Mabel.
For Mabel!
For Mabel.
Chains drop, white light blares. Gravity Falls doesn't just break the fourth wall here. It melts it, feeds it to a goat, and lets Bill burp the ashes. At least our heroes remember rule none 1. Never ditch your twin. If you thought a sunny Oregon road trip would give the Pines twins a break from nightmare material, think again. Stan's revenge tour of rival tourist traps turns straight up creepy once the gang hits Mystery Mountain, a kitschy park with a sky tram so slow even sloths complain about the wait. Dipper's still on his Forget Wendy kick, so Grunkle Stan hands out the best pep talk imaginable.
Lucky for you, I'm an expert on women. Confidence, comedy, some third word starting with the C. The 3 C's of the Stan Pines dating technique.
You may be looking for chivalry, Stan? Pro tip, when your mentor is a known con man, maybe double check the fine print. A string of flirty meet-cutes ends when 3 girls corner Dipper at the mummy exhibit and demand he pick one of them. Awkwardness level, volcanic.
I was trying to learn how to talk to girls!
Candy hears everything, and suddenly the friend group feels like a teen drama minefield. But that's small potatoes compared to what Stan's cooking up. A date with the park's ticket booth attendant, Darlene, whose legs stretch from here to next Tuesday.
If you want to move on, you gotta say yes to whatever comes your way.
Somebody revoke this man's dating license. At Widow's Peak, think Lover's Lane, but with more tumbleweeds. Darlene leans in close and Stan's smirk freezes. Her torso ripples, 8 glossy legs sprout, and there's silk everywhere. Yup, Darlene is a full-blown arachno-humanoid who keeps a human hutch for snacking. Stan radios Dipper, voice cracking.
Turns out Darlene is one of those spider people. But beyond that, the date's been okay.
Priorities, I guess. The rescue squad, Dipper, Mabel, Candy, and Grenda, scrambles into the world's slowest tram, the Trambiance. Darlene scritches across the cables, fangs bared, wrapping the cabin in web like a burrito. Candy, armed with amusement park pamphlet trivia, hotwires the emergency release. The tram plummets, skidding down the mountain on a cushion of sparks while everyone screams. They crash at the feet of a giant Paul Bunyan statue. Darlene pounces, only to get squished beneath Bunyan's hiking boot.
You're so funny. Have you ever considered becoming a comedian?
You know, I actually have. Here, let me get you out from this. Get in the car! Get in the car!
Some romances just aren't meant to be. Debris cleared, the RV limps home, but karma hasn't clocked out. Every single roadside trap stand prank during the trip shows up to trash the mystery shack. Dipper apologized to Candy with a handwritten "sorry I was a jerk" type of pamphlet.
I kind of lost interest.
Hey, rejection stings less than spider venom. Anomaly number 42, the tooth, is just your average 2-meter molar sticking out a greasy lake, at least until Dipper films it.
I'm here for scale.
Night rowboat stakeout, bubbles rise, the island lurches, and a stone leviathan head lunges for a midnight snack. The camera cuts as they paddle for dear life. Next frame, Dipper reports the beast.
After it attacked us, that giant head thing just sunk back into the lake. But the important thing is, we survived. Barely.
Did somebody say barely?
And now you know why Gravity Falls Dentistry is a nightmare fuel gold mine. Summer in Gravity Falls means jack-o'-melons glowing on every porch and Stan loading the cart with counterfeit Stan bucks to pay for decorations. Because why celebrate Halloween once when you can do it twice? Minutes later, the doorbell rings. Dipper opens it, sees a towering, stitched-together figure, and mutters,
Dude, really? You're a little old for this, man. Sorry.
But wait.
He slams the door. Twice. Bad call. The Summerween trickster smashes inside and hisses a deadline.
Silence! You have insulted me, and for this you must pay with your lives. If you can collect 500 pieces of candy and bring it to me before the last jack-o'-melon goes out, I will let you live.
Then to prove it's not bluffing, it gobbles an unlucky trick-or-treater named Gorny in one gulp. Well, Gorny always was a bit of a snack. The twins sprint into town with Candy, Grenda, and Suze. No costume on Dipper means low candy yield. Candy haul skyrockets, 499 pieces, until Wendy's van rolls up. Dipper peels off the costume to look cool, shoves the sack behind a bush, and watches it tumble off a cliff into the river. Cue jack-o'-melon sputtering out like dying flashlights. The trickster returns, limbs stretching taffy thin. Suze charges through with his pickup, reducing it to goo, but loser Candy always reforms. Now it's a chase to the Summerween superstore, aisles flickering under emergency lights. Inside, Mabel finally blurts why she's furious.
I thought all you cared about was Wendy.
Mabel, you know that's not true.
We're getting older. There's not that many Halloweens left. I guess I didn't realize it was already our last one.
Dipper gulps. Guilt tastes worse than black licorice. Suze, stress giggling, pokes a motion-activated skull. Big mistake. The trickster crashes in and corners them among dollar store tombstones. With nowhere left to run, it reveals its tragic secret. It's made of every unwanted candy bar ever tossed away. It swallows Suze whole. Inside its taffy belly, Suze spots chocolate seams and does what Suze does best. Eats his way out. The monster collapses in sugary tears. Suze pats its gooey head before finishing the last bite.
All I've ever wanted is for someone to say that I was good.
Great, now we have emotional damage and potential dental bills. Back at the shack, Wendy shrugs off her grown-up party. Robbie ate a lollipop stick first, yikes, while Stan finally scares 2 desensitized kids by accidentally flashing them in the bathroom.
At the end of the day, Summerween isn't about candy. It's a day when the whole family can get together in one place and celebrate what really mattered. Pure evil!
I ate a man alive tonight.
Guess we're skipping dessert.
Kids, come quick! I need you to laugh at this with me.
Stan's howling at Gideon's new TV ad, and everyone piles in to roast the kid psychic, until Gideon actually bursts in upstairs, fumbling Stan's safe like a raccoon in the pantry. Stan chases him out with a broom and locks the deed away, bragging,
Ha! The combo to this safe is in the one place I'll never find it. My brain.
Famous last words. Gideon's had enough. Outside in the rain, he flips open journal number 2, chants,
Triangulum, Entangulum, Veniforus Dominus Mentium, Veniforus Venentis Armium!
and rips a hole in reality. A yellow triangle in a top hat descends, plucks a deer's teeth clean out.
Hey, look what I can do! Deer teeth! For you, kid!
Then stuffs them back in because Chaos has manners. Bill agrees to invade Stan's head in exchange for a future favor. Inside, Stan's eyes glow blue and he convulses in his armchair. Gang sprint to the journal. In red ink, the author screams, "Do not summon at all costs!" Too late. A counterspell lets you follow Bill.
Ugh, this is just great. I spent all day cleaning sinks and fighting bats for Stan, and now I have to save him from some crazy brain demon? Let's do this. Fidentus omnium, magister mentium, magnesium ad hominem, magnum opus, habeas corpus.
Stan's mindscape is black and white carnival horror. Warp shack, busted swings, a moon shaped like an 8-ball.
Remember, everyone, we've got to look out for the triangle guy.
Yeah, look out for the triangle guy!
Bill pops up instantly and zaps a hole through Dipper's chest, then dumps Mabel's imaginary heartthrobs, Xyler and Craze into reality just to flex. He dives into a maze of memory doors, hunting the safe combo.
Behind one of them is a memory of him inputting the code. I just need to find it, and Gideon will pay me handsomely.
Translation, please follow the glowing neon arrow I just provided. Stan selling Stanvac.
It sucks more than anything.
Stan on a date with Lazy Susan.
So, your eye is weird. Let's talk about that.
Dipper sneaks into a folder marked Dipper Memories and overhears Stan whispering.
Look, Seuss, I'm gonna let you in on something. You wanna know what I really think? The kid's a loser. He's weak. He's an utter embarrassment.
Ouch! Dipper's faith nosedives. Meanwhile, Mabel finds the real memory. Stan kissing the deed, dialing 1344. Bill, disguised as Seuss, tricks her into handing the door over.
It's funny how dumb you are.
He bolts to phone Gideon, but Mabel Nyarf darts the door straight into Stan's bottomless pit memory. Bye-bye combo.
Do you have any idea what I'm like?
When I'm mad?
Flames rise, nightmares manifest. Suze's British dogman, Mabel's decutinated face. Dipper, now enlightened, returns with Stan in tow and reveals the trick.
Guys, I just learned that you can conjure whatever you can conceive in Grunkle Stan's mindscape.
Anything you imagine works here. Kitten Fist Barrage, check. Suze's Love Stomach Beam, also check. Synth pop from Xyler and Kraz melts Bill's aura. The gang starts casting a portal to eject him.
You know, I'm impressed with you guys. You're a lot more clever than you look. Especially the fat one.
He's talking about you.
But know this.
A darkness approaches. A day will come in the future when everything you care about will change.
Stan wakes, confused. Dipper tackles him in a totally not a hug, then chokes him for good measure. Family bonding accomplished. But Gideon isn't done. He dynamites the shack and snatches the deed anyway, setting the stage for round 2. Still wide-eyed after that scream fest? Perfect. Gravity Falls has plenty more midnight fuel where that came from. Hit play on the next video and keep the nightmares rolling. Sleep is overrated anyway. Before you go, drop a comment. Which moment rattled you the hardest? I'm stocking up on nightlights based on your answers. Like, subscribe and brace for the next plunge into weirdness.